Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 26th of September 2025, and in this video, I found out what's going on with copper, and it won't change until probably 2027. That's amazing, and that's going to make the United States Mint, well, lose even more money on their circulating coins. That's right, less seigniorage means less money in their coffers. Also, we're going to be looking at the Batman coin in metals that dropped yesterday, and we're going to look over on eBay to see if anybody's even selling them, like the big boys. Now, before any of that, though, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's actually a really big number. I looked it up on the Google machine. It's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, let's bounce over to moneymetals.com so I can show you those live spot prices for this fantastic Friday. I can't be so stoked. All right, gold is down. It's basically flat. Right? Everything is pretty much flat right now. Gold down 90 cents to 37.6275. Silver down 9 pennies to 45.31. Platinum up 7.95 to 15.4665. Palladium down $1.95. And that's at 12.70.15. And Dr. Copper, remember, we were at like 442, 454. But yeah, look, we're down 4 cents and we're still above that threshold there. We're at 4.75 per pound. Down here, you're looking at in stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.69 for a quantity of 1 through 39. They'll ask that you pay. Look at that, $52.02. That's remarkable. And here we go. We're on our way to $55 for an American Silver Eagle bullion strike. That is incredible, folks. Remember when they were like, well, 16 bucks. Yeah, that's incredible. It's what a different world we live in now. Now the sell to us price is 45.51. 45.51 is definitely not a whole lot over the spot price at 45.32. Now let's go over here to the Financial Times. Here's the story I need to share with you. It says copper prices jump as U.S. miner Freeport warns it will not meet contracts with customers. There's a force majeure happening right now, and that's basically an act of God has made them stop production, and I'll show you what's going on here. It says disaster at Freeport's vast Indonesian mine is one of several to disrupt supplies of critical industrial metal this year, and Indonesia is like one of the main, if not the main producer of copper in the entire world. It's most incredible. But I did hear there was a Canadian company that discovered loads of copper and gold in the Upper Peninsula, so you might want to check that out. It says here copper prices jumped almost 4% Wednesday after U.S. miner Freeport McMoran said it would be unable to fulfill contracts to customers following a fatal mudslide at its huge Grasberg copper and gold mine in Indonesia. I like saying Indonesia, it's kind of fun. Rescue operations continue at the mine nearly 3 weeks after a mud rush incident in which at least 2 people perished. The disaster added to disruption in global copper supplies from the continuing aftermath of May floods in the Democratic Republic of Congo and a deadly tunnel collapse in Chile in July. That's 3 huge mines that are offline right now. Together, the 3 incidents will cut global output of the critical metal by about 6% this year, analysts have warned. It says copper prices in London rose 3.7% to more than 10,350 a ton. That's with an E. That's important to differentiate. On Wednesday, after Freeport declared force majeure, meaning it would be unable to meet its obligation due to forces beyond its control on contracts from Indonesian operators. Shares in copper producers, Anglo American and Antofagasta, jumped 5.7% and 9.6% respectively. So yeah, it put pressure on these companies to deliver more of that copper metal, more copper, right? And they're going to be the ones getting paid because the market went up, right? We're at 4.75 a pound. That's incredible. It says here when you've got 3 of the largest copper mines in the world going offline, yeah, 3 of the largest copper mines. That is incredible. That places undue stress on an already constrained supply, said Charles Cooper, almost like copper. That's kind of cool. Head of copper research at Wood Mackenzie. I don't think the price is necessarily reflecting these big accidents, and I don't think it is either. I mean, I just found out about this yesterday, and I follow copper all the time. So if you're going through pennies and you're yanking out all the pre-82 copper, well, I think you are a genius. That's right. Constitutional copper is what I'm talking about. It says here, oh yeah, that's kind of a depressing. Yeah, operations at Freeport's mine in Indonesia were halted following the mudslide on September 8. Yeah, that was almost 20 days ago now, with a rescue mission still underway and 5 people still missing after 2 bodies were recovered at the weekend. That is brutal, and may God have mercy on all of them. As part of its update on Wednesday, Freeport said it was not possible to forecast future copper and gold production from the mine, and that the disaster was likely to result in deferral of significant production in the near term. It said a return to previous operation levels could potentially be achieved in 2027. They're talking about this is going to be a long time before this gets rectified. Shares of Freeport fell more than 10% in the, I guess it's the NEAS, the New York Mercantile, either one, not sure. Elsewhere, Canadian miner Ivanhoe Mines has deferred the publication of its 2026 and 2027 copper production guidance as it grapples with flooding that hit its Kamoa-Kakula mining complex in the Democratic Republic of Congo in May. In Chile, operations, oh, here we go, at the El Teniente, no, I probably didn't say that right, Teniente mine operated by state owner miner Codelco remained partially suspended following a tunnel collapse in July that caused the deaths of 6 people. As a result, the company said production this year would be about 11% lower than previously expected at roughly 300,000 tons. Taken together, the 3 large mines facing problems produce about 7% of the world's mined copper. And don't forget, there's gold in there too, right? That is incredible, folks. I'll leave a link in the description for this particular article. I think it's important to note that the United States Mint, they're the ones who are going to be needing that copper to produce the circulating coinage, the Clad coins, right? Oh boy. So that's not good. Not good at all. Yeah. So it's going to send prices sky high. Yeah, maybe $5 a pound we could probably see here by the end of the year, because they said on that article, well, it just really hasn't taken a hit on the market yet. That's incredible. Now let's shift gears. Let's talk about the Comic Art Coin and Metal program from the United States Mint. And just yesterday, the 25th of September, the Batman coins dropped. Yes, indeed. And I think that's pretty incredible. And I wanted to share with you what these are selling for on eBay. And it's kind of remarkable, actually. It's a wasteland. Look at this. We're on eBay, DC Comics. Batman coin metal. I'm going to search it. We'll see if we get more than 3 results. Yeah, 3 results. And you might see 1, 2, 3, 4, but one of them is sponsored. So it's a duplicate of either one of those or this one. Not sure. Same seller. 279 there. 279. Yeah, that's the same one. So really, ultimately, there are only 3 that are up for sale. And I don't even see the gold one up here. And typically, you see the big boys, Apmex, what is it? Pinehurst, some of the other big names in the bullion industry selling these items, and there's just not anybody. And I can go down all the way to the bottom here and look at all these other Batman coins and medals and things, and there's bupkis. There's nothing there. It's incredible. So let's go to sold and completed items here, and yeah, no exact matches found. There's Batgirl right there. Yeah, see, look at that. Nobody's buying these at all. That is quite a story right there. Why is it, do you think, nobody's buying it? Is it the $2,990 price tag there for the gold coin? Could it be the $275 for the 2.5 ounce silver medal? And could it be that the $135 price tag for 1 ounce of silver? Yeah, and it's not even a coin. And we don't even have the packaging for any one of these 3 options that the United States Mint is selling right now. Oh boy. And how many have they sold? I think they're probably maybe sold, 2,000 of these, maybe, if they're lucky so far. Maybe just a few hundred of the 25,000 available for the 2.5 ounce. And then who knows how many are available for the 1 ounce silver medals. Not sure. But that is a bummer in the summer for that program. And I think it really speaks volumes. And I think this is going to make the Mint realize the folly that they've got into by doing this. The premiums were already high enough for silver. And, if we look at the silver prices here, we started the year at $39 and change for 1 bullion strike American Silver Eagle. And the thing is about that, we're at $52 right now. We're $10, $12, $13 over, right? $13 over what the United States Mint, well, no, back it up. It was $39. We're about $13 over what we started the year with. And what does that mean? Well, that means that the United States Mint is probably going to reprice their silver products very soon, not to mention their Clad products for probably next year as well. So I would expect Clad products to go up in price and definitely silver products to go up in price. And I think they're holding off on the silver price hike until probably maybe October, November is when they're going to make that announcement. We are in new territory, folks, and you better put your seatbelt on, especially if you're going to be collecting for next year. I don't know that the prices are going to be hiked for the limited edition silverproof set, nor the Navy Privy or the Marine Privy, but I can tell you this, it is going to be an expensive year next year if these prices hold up, and I would expect to see the price hike announced very shortly within the next month and a half or so. That is something else that we all need to be aware of. So if you don't have a part-time job or a full-time job or whatever, you need extra money, have a side hustle, what have you, this is going to be very pricey and very costly and very dear to your wallet. Now, let's keep on keeping on. Let's go to the plus one action. This is about revenge. It says here, if you take revenge, you will regret it. If you forgive, you will rejoice. When a person says, I will not lend you my shovel because you refuse to lend me your saw. Yeah, that's petty, right? But that's revenge. That's revenge, which the law forbids, because even the smallest revenge will poison the soul. Yeah, that's right. It decays your soul. You don't want that. You don't want to be that guy. Come on. Now let's bounce over to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. Yeah, this is Soundgarden, Outshined. You know where he says, I'm looking California, but feeling Minnesota. Yeah, that's the one. That's the song right here. All right, now I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, hey, please sub the channel. It's absolutely free. What's not free is the membership. It's $1.99 a month. It's really not a whole lot. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee once a month with Stacker, this guy with the thumbs pointing at his face. And, it really helps the videos and helps support the channel. And it gets these videos coming out each and every single morning. It's like 6.6 cents per video in a 30-day calendar month. Now, y'all have a fantastic start to your weekend. It is Friday. Rejoice, the best day of the week. It is the day that humans were created by God. Stacker out.